Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. News today: toxicity within God of War, Ragnarok, and Return to Monkey Island remake. Basically, what has come down to it is people are being terrible about things they don't like to hear. People are not liking facts about delays and timelines and character designs and yada, yada, yada. And people are being very nasty about it. They're death threats and insults from race to religion. It's absolutely disgusting. The God of War Ragnarok producer calls for basic human decency in a face of online abuse. Just having to ask people for human decency that shows we've got a lot of problems as a society, especially as a gaming community. This is a lot of unwarranted crap, and it should not be tolerated. Plain and simple. It's pathetic that people go this far because they don't like to hear that their game has been delayed. It's sad. The developers of Monkey Island, the remaster, the remake that they're making, say they will not be putting any new updates online for the game because of all the backlash and hate and insults and threats and things like that they'd be getting due to just the character design alone. It's unwarranted, and it's sad that we can't, people that are interested in the game, like myself, I love the original. There's one of the games I played playing on a friend's computer because I never really had one at that time. That I want to play this game, but I won't be able to find out more information because people have basically ruined their relationship with the game developer, and he refuses to do it now, and that's a shame. Let's start with Nick on this. If anybody knows about toxicity, it's Nick, because he's toxic. I've smelled his gas. Nick, what is your thoughts?
I'm the toxic Avenger. Yeah, it's stupid. People are bitching about God of War and its release date, and it's been rumors that it's been pushed and various things of that nature. We don't have a solid release date for it. We have some kind of idea for a release date, but there's been rumors and talks about it being released, and people are some right. I think it's more of a vocal minority, but they're again. We've talked about trolls, and they're just trolls out there that harass these developers. And God of War Ragnarok will come out when it's done, right? And as gamers, we should appreciate that. How many times we bitch about games that come out and they're just full of bugs and they crash and they just piles of garbage because they're so buggy, and that's because they pushed it out because not necessarily because of gamers, but because of other things. But still, we would rather have a game, I think, as a gaming community, a game that is pushed back or is delayed, so that way when it comes out, it's the best version of that game and not one that has to be put together on the back end and pushed out with patches and stuff to make it functional, right? We're all excited for God of War Ragnarok and we all want to play it, but I don't know about you or anybody else out there in the gaming community, but I have such a backlog of games, it can wait. I have so many games I've been trying to play and get through. It's like, that's fine. You can delay it, or you can whenever it's going to come out, because I got so much crap to play. Like, I'll play it when it comes out. And the further down the line it comes out, that's fine. I just want the developers to be able to make the best God of War game they possibly can. So when it comes out and I play it, I go, oh, this game is awesome. Instead of them just be like, all right, let's just throw it out there because, of whatever, people are bitching. And people go, this game sucks. Why'd you make such a shitty game? And it's like, well, because of you, because you are an asshole, right? And this is them saying it to the gamers. Same thing with Monkey Island. I love the main thing they're complaining about with Monkey Island is the graphical look of it. I watched the trailer for it, and I think the graphical look, I think it looks really good. Personally, I understand they like the more visual or the old art style for the game. Well, guess what? If you like that, you can go buy the old art style of the game. I'm pretty sure that game is on Good Old Games, and you can go buy the original and play through the original. But if someone's going to go through and remake a game, you don't want them to remake it exactly the same as the original. Then it's not a remake. Then it's called a re-release, and that's it, right? That's the whole point of a remake, is to kind of like they did with Square Enix did with Final Fantasy VII, right? They reinvented the game. They reimagined it. They built it from the ground up, and that's what they're kind of doing here with Monkey Island, is rebuilding the game from the ground up and with a new visual style and various things like that. It's still a remake of the original game, just like Final Fantasy VII was, where it had a lot of the original story beats and various things like that, and characters and so on and so forth, locations. But in this case with Monkey Island, it's the same game essentially, but for a modern era, right? And so there's no need to go out there and bitch and moan about it. If you want to play the original, you can play the original. Go play it. I'm pretty sure Return to Monkey Island is out there on Good Old Games. You can go buy it. So there are ways to get this stuff, and I just don't understand. I mean, it's not just these two developers either. We've seen this happen from all the time out there, and it's very unwanted and unwarranted. Like Cheng was saying, it's not needed. We as gamers should stay as a strong community, and those developers that want to make great games that we really want to play, we should prop them up and let them know that we appreciate all the hard work that they're putting into making a great game that we can't wait to play, and not bashing them down because you can't have what you want. Quit being selfish with these game developers and these games. Realize that, we're every day to EA and Activision and all these big companies, we're losing all of these great developers to them because those companies take them in and just spit out nothing. So to have these developers that are still around making great games, we should hold them up and show even their parent companies that we appreciate what they're doing. Otherwise, we may lose them one day, and then you won't have a God of War and you won't have a Return to Monkey Island, because we've basically pushed them away as a game community. So we need, as a game community, those that are not doing this need to fight back against those that are, and show those developers that we really appreciate the games, the good games that they're bringing out that we enjoy and love. What about you, Pat?
Yeah, it's always astounding when people love something so much that they can be so vitriol to the people who are making it. Like, I don't understand. I mean, I agree with you. The game is not the game that it was back then. It's not going to look the same. I mean, come on, guys. It's many, many years in the future now. I don't get it. It's like, you trusted, they made a game that you loved back then, Monkey Island. Why not just give it a chance? I mean, yes, you could speak your piece and say, I don't like the new look of it. Okay, that's fine. But you don't got to be attacking someone or attacking groups because you don't like something they did. It's their artistic representation of their development, not yours. If you want your version, then you make your version and let everybody do the same thing to you that you're doing to them. Because it's a game. You loved the game. Just wait for them to put out the other one. We all complain about things we don't like in a game, but we are not personally attacking a person or an individual because of the game. Like, I don't get that. That just to me is mind-boggling that you will attack someone because they put out something you don't like, or you don't like the new trailer, or in the case of God of War, people are harassing certain members of the staff and sending them explicit pictures saying we need a release date, or blaming all the vitriol and hate in the God of War thing on somebody who said supposedly there's going to be a Sony blog post with the exclusives and premium edition stuff, and there's going to be a new trailer on the 30th that never happened. And somebody getting so pissed off and leaked somebody who said this is supposedly happening. And everybody's like, well, I'm blaming it on those people. How about you blame it on yourself? If you're going to be the person that is attacking someone, the only person you have to blame is yourself. Stop attacking people You can be disappointed. We've all been disappointed. I've been upset that a game hasn't come out when I wanted, but I'm not going to attack somebody for it, call them names or attack them personally. Those people are probably spending 60 plus hours trying to get that game ready for us. And that is not something you want to do. It's like, it's the old saying to, what is it? Shooting yourself in the foot or biting your nose, spite your face or whatever, it's so stupid. You're attacking somebody, creating something that you claim to love. So that's the definition there of a toxic relationship, right? You are so wanting to get your way that you're willing to do anything you can to that other person to just make it happen for you because you're so damn selfish. Stop being so damn selfish. Yes, you can express your disappointment, but express your disappointment in a human way. Don't attack somebody. Don't be a douche canoe. I don't get it. It's the stupidest thing out there. Don't attack somebody. Be unhappy. Be disappointed. We all get there. We all have it. Just don't be douchebags. Don't be unkind to each other. How hard is it to be human to one another? Just because you don't agree with something, you don't have to attack something. I'm going around in circles. What about you?
Yeah, there's really not a lot I could say that you guys haven't. It's the silent majority needs to speak up and let these developers know that, hey, it happens. We get it. If you need to take that extra time to make the game that we expect, that we hope for, then do it. CD Projekt Red, when they put out Cyberpunk, the game was not ready. People were furious about it. Yeah. And you should have been upset because they did give you a broken game. But the threats and the insults and many of the things that were said to the developer they're not right. I mean, that's telling the non-gaming community that that the gaming community is an immature group that are terrible people, blah, blah, blah. It's like back in the 80s and 70s, people listen to rock and roll. They worship the devil. It just sets a stupid mindset about a group of people. Gamers are not like that. Certain gamers, certain people are like that. The majority of people are not this way. And those that are, we should not let them bring us down. So we got to make sure that, we stay, when we attack EA's policies, for an example, we attack EA's decisions about things, but I don't personally go after the developer. I don't personally go after people at Respawn individually saying, hey, XYZ, it's your fault, you POS, why this game sucked or whatever. Just as an example, the first time I heard God of War got delayed, they were attacking I can't remember her name, Alana Pierce. People are saying some really rancid shit. And it's pathetic. I mean, it is pathetic to be this way. Be upset. It's okay. Everybody gets that way. I get upset. I get mad. Hell, I get downright furious at things. But you have to understand what you're getting mad about. Is it truly worth the anger? Is it truly worth the upsetness? Is it going to be for the better for the thing that made you upset? I mean, if something is not available on the 30th that you wanted and it's 3 months late, guess what? You got a better chance of that thing being better and fun for you in 3 more months than you did that day. So you got to try to look at the reasonings and the positive outcomes that can come from such things. It's still coming. It's still coming. It's not like so many other games that we were hyped for that got delayed and canceled. Suck it up, for God's sakes. And if you know people like this, talk to them. Tell them, really? Does that warrant a death threat? Does that warrant racism? Does that warrant attacking somebody's religion or anything? I mean, come on. I mean, it's stupid. It's heartbreaking that we do this as a society. And it's not just about video games. We do this about many, many things. People were throwing batshit fits over Ben Affleck being Batman. And then they were throwing ass shit fits about the last guy being Batman. They were both fine as Batman. The last Batman I thought sucked, but guess what? It's not based on my opinion that it sucked. It's your opinion if it sucked or if it was great. So deal with it. Quit throwing your little temper tantrums about things you don't like on everybody else and being hateful and disgusting and threatening about it, because it just hurts you more in the long run. Plain and simple.
Yeah. There's an old wise saying, there's a snake in my boot. Don't be the snake in the boot.
I thought it was Calgon Take Me Away, but I like that one better.
I thought he was going to say something else too. People are just
we
horrible.
all experience it. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We all experience different feelings and junk when things happen that we don't like. It's just life. And if you can't handle it with a video game, guess what? When real life hits you with this crap, it's going to suck even worse. My flights went on vacation with my family. My flights got delayed, and then canceled. I was pissed. But guess what? I didn't threaten anybody. I didn't use racism. I didn't use anything against anybody personally. Did I attack the company's processes? Yes. Did I attack the company's policies? Yes. Did I attack the lady on the phone I had to talk to? No. Did I attack the ladies at the airport? No. You know why? It's just not right. So we just got to learn to suck it up and realize, think about how far your upsetness should be. And when it comes to a video game being delayed or a character design, it shouldn't be threatening. That's for damn sure.
Unfortunately, the internet gives too much, voice to the anonymity. There's people who would never do something like that face to face with somebody, but it's given too much anonymity. But yeah, I mean, we do talk crap on like EA, Activision. We talk crap on studios themselves. We don't actually attack individual people. We say EA is a crap company because that's our opinion. But we're not going out there saying so and so at this company is whatever, or attacking them individually, or going out of our way
Bob
to
at
harass
accounting
people.
is an asshole.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Bob is the reason for the game delay. Everybody,
damn you, Bob.
Everybody text Bob, tell him your disappointment, send him all those pictures and stuff. And yeah, it's the stupidest thing ever. Like how, the God of War thing gets me. Did you guys read that whole thing where they were sending the girl like explicit pictures asking for the release date of God of War? So sending a picture of your junk to a girl and asking for a release date. Does sending your junk to a girl ever really work? What idiot
works
thinks
every time?
Works every time. Have to 60%. It works.
And what does one have to do with the other?
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
The only release date I would be thinking about if somebody sent a junk pic is their actual release. And I don't want that either.
What's the whole saying? 30% of the time, it works every time, Oh my God. It's the stupidest thing ever. When I read that, I was like, my eye twitched a little bit. I'm like, I don't get that. Somebody needs to find whoever's mom that sent the picture of their junk to this girl, and she needs to send that picture to their mom and be like, look what I just got from your son. And then they need to plaster it all over the internet and be like, look at Jim's little Willie. It's small, isn't it, guys?
Yes.
This is Jim's Twitter handle, by the way, guys. Send him all your thoughts on his, I mean, it's so stupid. Like
thoughts and prayers that grows up to being an adult size one day.
Hopefully he grows up one day, and with him, his gnome-sized penis gets bigger.
Kratos would be disappointed.
Right, he would be very disappointed. You just hear, boy, sit down.
Why'd you send me a picture of a toothpick? Get sick.
Be like, are you out in the garden taking pictures of garden gnomes again?
Ooh, must be cold there, Willie.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get the thought process behind that.
Let me take a picture of my junk. It looks really nice. Maybe it's worth getting a release date for this game. Let me send it to her. Who probably has no idea. Who has no idea when the release date probably is, because that's tightly held behind the doors of their governing bodies, their leadership.
Oh yeah.
And the person
that it was sent to is not going to be the person that, you know what? Bill sent me a dick pic, or Bill X275, whatever. He sent me a pecker pic. All right, I'll tell him, but don't tell nobody else. You stupid assholes.
Yeah, people are threatening people, sending explicit images to their inbox and asking for a release date now. And I'm like, I don't know. How could you be so insensitive and disrespectful to anybody? I mean, I'd like to find some of these people and be like, you're going to go expose your junk. Because, I mean, to me, I don't know the laws. I don't know anything like this. But if you go on the street and you expose your junk to some random person, that's illegal.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. Just kidding.
So how is inboxing somebody your junk not illegal? I mean,
because I had to use Dropbox for mine.
Dropbox. He had to use one of those old school thumb drives that was only like 256K or something, you know.
Floppy.
This guy is on the floppy disk.
But yeah, I don't. How is that
appropriate?
I mean, how is that stuff not the same thing? I mean, I don't unsolicited, right? I'm talking unsolicited. Like people send themselves, they send girlfriends, boyfriends, all that kind of stuff, you know, together. That stuff's normal, but you just exposed yourself to some stranger and said, hey, can I get a release date? I mean, what the heck? I can't even say it with a straight face, let alone I cannot imagine being like, can I get a release date now?
That's the strangest candygram I've ever received.
Right?
But it is striped.
It is striped. Yeah, it's a candy striper.
I don't get it. I don't get the logic behind it. Like for the person doing it, taking a picture of the junk and sending it, like, I mean, there's got to be some other like just cheap thrill out of it or something like that for the individual, other than trying to get a release date, right? I mean, because the logic doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you expecting to get a release date for a game by doing that?
Yeah, it was just an excuse. I mean, the person that he sent it to is very attractive and very popular on YouTube, Facebook, all that crap. But really, what does your dick have to do with a calendar date? I mean, God of War, my wiener. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah. Here's the funny thing, though, too, is how do you think? Because in my opinion, this should be. It might be a little retaliatory, but Estelle Tagani is who we're talking about. She's gotten pictures of junk in her inbox. I'm sure she gets before because people are just dumbasses. How do they not just go? How do they not think that she's just going to shame them on the internet? Because if I was her, that's what I'd be like. Be like, look, here's all the people today who sent me junk pics requesting this or that, and tagging them in it, and be like, all their friends see they got tagged to sending you a junk pic, you know? And I'm like, you need to be shamed in life because obviously you don't think that you're ever going to get caught, or you have no shame. I don't know, but that's the stupidest thing ever. I've never, I don't know, maybe I grew up in the wrong time. The unsolicited junk picture never was anything that ever crossed my mind. Even as I got older and online dating was a thing, I never thought, you know what she'd really like? Hold on, guys. Get a couple good shots here and let me send it to her. I never thought in a million years that's how I'm going to hit on someone. Whether you like a guy or girl, I've never thought that in a million years of that's how I'm going to hit on that person. I'm going to send them a picture of my junk because that would be the same thing, in my opinion, of showing up on a date and just being like, what do you think of this? You know, opening up your trench coat, you know, and be like, that date's over with.
What do you think of this? Oh, yeah. That reminds me, I got to take the meatloaf out of the oven. It's pathetic. It's just it was an excuse just for somebody to look at his wiener. I mean, you know, but I bet she was smart and she organized them by size and still hasn't been able to put a next size category in yet because they're all too small.
She's trying to make a collage and she's gotten like 1,000 of them yet. And there's not enough to make a collage with yet. So that's a problem.
She's making an AIDS quilt with it.
She's making a collage on an internet that's supposed to make a picture of one of them, but she's only gotten like 1/1000th of a corner done because, you know, stupid. Don't do it, guys.
Come on, guys. Size matters.
If the thought ever crossed your mind to do something like that, you should smack yourself in the face and think, why? Does she want this? Because the answer is always no. The answer is always no. unless
Nope.
she's your girlfriend and she's asked for it, or she's somebody you're seeing and she's asked for it. Then the answer is, okay, I can do this. But
The key word was ask for it. If you
Ask
didn't
for it, yeah.
catch that.
yeah, not like I think she wants this, because the answer is she doesn't want that, or he doesn't want that.
Let's do just a quick example before we go. Nick, would you like a pic of my penis?
I already got one.
See, he doesn't want anymore. But I'm pretty sure Pat would say no, and I would honor that request. But I asked before delivery. How do I cancel that?
Right. So yeah, I don't get it, guys, and I don't know what guys think, or anybody, unsolicited explicit pictures is not a way to try to form any relationship or to try to get anything for free.
No.
Sex has always been touted as the oldest profession in the book. Nobody ever talked about giving it away for free.
You never met my ex-wife.
She was still using it to get something.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah,
But
so.
we've got to quit being toxic and hateful, and this is in every aspect of life, not just gaming. But we've got to get a rein on the just visceral hatred that's going on anymore. I mean, for everything that bothers us now, it's just such a criminal and hateful offense to us. It's like life really isn't that complicated. Life really doesn't have that many issues where you have to hate and threaten violence and things like that. So we got to get a rein on this crap. So be good, for goodness sake.
Because he's watching you.
That's right. Don't make Santa Claus cry, you bastards.
He's got a bigger sack than you do.
Oh, that was on our other episode.
Oh, sorry.
All right, guys. Do you have anything else you would like to discuss about just plain awfulness? Nope. All right, guys. If girls, everybody listening, just tell us what you think. I mean, do you feel that any of this has ever been warranted? Any of this is ever really called for? I mean, if you have a differing opinion, please tell us. I mean, and be respectful of it. Tell us why you would think something like that. Also, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, hit those notifications. We're always popping videos out. And until next time, see ya.